Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're looking today at NEO stock, which it would appear is moving by 0%. We've been moving down throughout the day. You can see we opened up quite high this morning, so it's quite interesting to see this, 0% gain, but ultimately the trend is down. If you look from the start to the finish, in reality down by 2.5. The past 5 days here now looking very, very good, and I think this puts us on a great trajectory going forwards into next week. I'll be explaining why I think this in this video. I'll be explaining what I think could potentially come next and all of that sort of good stuff. As always, if you like these episodes, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It helps me out more than you will ever know. At the same time, remember, I am not a financial advisor and this is not financial advice, so make sure you are doing your own research. I would also like to remind you that I do now have a Patreon page. We've got 10 members as of current, and I've been giving you guys daily updates on some of the stocks which are catching my attention, including 3 penny stocks which we've been looking at today and another bonus penny stock, along with an amazing potential swing trade opportunity on Snapchat where I give you a lot of the levels that I'm looking for potential entry and a potential exit. It's a relatively cheap page for the amount of value that I personally think that we provide. Link is down in the first comment in the comment section and also in the description. Anyway, jumping straight into the video. Why is this week so amazing for NEO? Well, I think there's a number of reasons, but I want to initially cover this by looking at everything in context. The past month on NEO stock has been great. We're moving up by 45%. You'll see that from about the 10th all the way up to now, 28% of that growth is coming in, and that is substantial by itself. Tying this into the growth that we've seen this week, coming into the early part, the 16th, into this week, obviously for the majority part, we are now finding what I would call very, very, very strong consolidation. I think this is very good. I think this is actually perfect. Now, I actually did say in yesterday's video that I think that there is potential for a little bit of a drop with NEO stock. I do still stand by that possibility. However, one thing has sparked my attention, and that is of course the rise that we have seen in today's open. Now I'm questioning, are we going to see this stock essentially sit on the bottom roughly around 7.30? That is also now a possibility. So 7.30 is going to be a key level to watch to the downside into next week. Are we going to hold that? It may happen, but at the same time, guys, I still wouldn't be too nervous if the stock was to drop a little bit. I only say this because the stock is obviously up huge, and we are still consolidating nicely now, but just look back to August into the early part of September, look back to the late part of July into the early part of August. Stock runs up big, usually, as we have seen just recently. Then we find some consolidation with a small bit of a cool-off period again. Zoom out in context and you'll see that trend obviously forming since early to mid-June. So it kind of makes sense that you would expect the same to happen again. I don't say that to scare anybody. Again, make sure you're just doing your own research and coming to your own conclusions. But I say this in context, and in context, a drop to maybe $7, $7.30 would not be that bad. Now, $7 would be a solid level to hit. We have seen this work as a resistance way back here, as a support way back here. And we see 710 working as a previous level of resistance. At the same time, of support, I should say. Right, so this could be another level to watch out for. The support potential at $7, $7.10, that could work as another level of support again soon. Now, in terms of upside potential, you guys will probably know we're looking to break past 745, then you're looking to push way back onto 760, as we tried to do again today. You're just seeing this work as such a level of difficulty in this stock recently, and also historically. I said this before, but go back to September, October last year, and we saw a similar thing playing out. This is a level where things seemingly tend to get quite difficult for NEO stock, somewhere between that 730s range and to a degree up at 760s. If you have a look back to this period here, you'll see we had a lot of difficulty here as well. However, once supports start to form, they do appear to be relatively strong. Go back to November of 23 and you're seeing supports at $7. Come back out here and you're seeing that support slightly lower, around 660. But I think with the way that this trend is going, we have every possibility of seeing a support forming again, maybe 730, maybe 710. Hopefully in the $7 range, but even in the high sixes, not bad at all. All I'm saying, and this is just my opinion, you may agree, you may disagree, I'm not necessarily nervous about a potential for a small sell-off with NEO into the early to mid part of next week, right? And I know a lot of people will think that's a bearish sentiment. Honestly, it isn't. I am bullish on this stock, but you've got to view this in context. If we see this one drop to $7, I will still be comfortable, right? You could still see that as another entry point if that's what you're looking to do. I'm not saying it will happen. Again, the stock has presented a lot of strength here today, but I do think it is a possibility. You're also seeing indicators like the RSI coming very much to an overbought range, also something noteworthy at this time. Again, we've got a lot more stuff coming on NEO. I'll be giving you even more deep analysis on NEO stock over on Patreon soon. So again, if you're interested in that, you know where the link is. It is in the description. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope I will see you again soon. You guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day? I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video.